My name is Jamin Goecker. I'm a realtor in South Central Alaska, and my mission is to help you to build an intentional and significant legacy for yourself and your family by coaching in real estate. And the purpose of today's video is to give you the scoop on what are the top 5 best restaurants that you should be eating at in Alaska, just as an entire state, the top 5 places that you need to go. So these are obviously going to be ranked according to my personal preference. So kind of take that with a grain of salt. If you find something else you like better, that's perfectly fine. But these are going to be my top 5. And you know what? I'm feeling generous. We're going to go ahead and throw in a list of some chains that are not up here that I really wish were up here. So this is going to be kind of a cry for help as well. But before we get started, do make sure, as always, that you give this video a like. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe so that you can receive more information like this in the future. And without further ado, let's talk about the best restaurants you can eat at in Alaska. So all these restaurants are not going to be in any particular order, but number 1 on the list is going to be Locals over in Palmer. Now, I really like Locals because they've got kind of the good classic burgers over there. They've got pizzas. It just really has a really good vibe of just kind of being this nice little, quiet place where you can go and eat. And it serves great food. It's going to be kind of the classics over there. So, definitely give Locals a try. Also in Palmer, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, so this is it's going to be 1.2 at this point. But while we're in Palmer, you definitely need to go check out Noisy Goose as well. Noisy Goose is going to be kind of a nice little, kind of a hole in the wall place, really. It's kind of a smaller restaurant, but they serve great food. The breakfast menu is absolutely awesome. They're usually pretty busy, so you got to make sure that you plan accordingly, but the wait is well worth it. Definitely has a good rustic lodge feel to it once you get in there. So Noisy Goose and Locals in Palmer, make sure that you make time for those. Number 2, if you are in the mood for some seafood, you really can't do a whole lot better than the Harbor Bar and Grill over in Homer. This is going to be on the Spit. And, as you would expect, they've got all the classic seafood stuff there. The halibut and fish and chips is a little spendy. So I usually go with the cod over there. If you're looking for some drinks, they definitely have plenty of those, obviously, with it being a bar. And the scenery is going to be really great from there as well. Because, you're out there on the Spit in Homer, so you're going to have mountains and ocean all the way around you. So if you are in Homer, near the end of the road, you need to make time to go see the Harbor Bar and Grill to get your seafood on and just soak in the great restaurant. The 3rd restaurant on this list is going to be the King's Diner over on Kodiak. So a lot of people don't get the chance to go to Kodiak Island, but if you do, you definitely need to go check this one out. I found it to actually be a really good blend of kind of being a good, classic, all-American kind of a diner feel, but it also does have a lot of seafood in there as well, and the ambiance is really great. I think they actually had a karaoke machine there when I was there too. I could be mixing it up with a different place though. I really did like the ambiance in there. Obviously it's in Kodiak, so that's always a treat. And after spending a whole day going around looking in Kodiak bears, you're going to work up an appetite. So definitely make sure to plan to go visit and enjoy the local food. That's where I've noticed a lot of local people went there as well. So great place to strike up a conversation. Okay, so number 4 on the list is going to be the 49th Brewing Company. Now, I really do like this one. Like all the other ones on the list, it really nailed the Alaskan ambiance feel to it. Kind of has a rustic cabin feel to it. They're going to have a lot of the classic American food items there, but they also do have, healthier, more broadened cuisine options there as well. Like you do get the kind of the healthier salads. You've got things that are a little bit more exotic over there. Not only that, but during the summertime, you actually do have a really large patio that kind of looks out over kind of the Anchorage Bowl area, and not a whole lot of high rises over in Anchorage. So you get a great view from there of the mountains, the ocean, and everything that's around there. So if you've got people visiting from out of town, that's usually a good place that most Alaskans in Anchorage will consider taking them, just because it's a great all-around experience. So if you're in Anchorage, definitely make sure you give the 49th Brewing Company a try. Number 5 is going to be Apollo's Restaurant over in Seward, Alaska. So I do go down to Seward fairly regularly. It's kind of my once a month long week, well, not even a long weekend, just a regular weekend, 2 days. We'll go down there, kind of just go over there, detox a little bit, try to get off the grid, recharge, figure out, where's my life at? Am I on track for doing this stuff, and really kind of just get off the grid and recharge a little bit. So I Seward fairly often, and usually I'll make a trip down to Apollo's Restaurant while I'm there. It's going to be more of a Greek style restaurant, and it's got great calzones and a lot of Italian food. Actually, I was thinking about it as I was making this list. I was like, wait a second, is it Greek or is it Italian? Maybe I've just always gotten Italian themed foods while I was there, like the calzone, and I think they've got spaghetti and meatballs there as well. But whatever it is, it's good, and you need to go check that out and try it while you're there. Now that I'm thinking it, they actually do have like some seafood ambiance stuff in there too. So their themes are kind of all over the place, but still a great place, and it's in Seward. So don't miss out. Make sure you go give that a try while you're in the area. I'm on a roll right now. Let's go ahead and give you one extra one here. So if you're in Anchorage, one restaurant you're going to hear about very often if people are talking about recommendations of places you should go is Moose's Tooth. This is kind of a smaller pizza place. It's not really a hole in the wall place. It's very, very busy. I'm telling you, you've got to plan about 2 hours every time you go to Moose's Tooth, just because it is so popular. The pizza is obviously really good. They don't really have much else on the menu, but they do pizzas really well. And honestly, if you've got that, what more could you need? Let's take a quick break here real quick before we jump into the restaurant chains that I wish was up here. So for those of you who are considering moving up to Alaska, you really do need to check out my relocation guide. It's completely free, answers a lot of the questions you might have as you're moving up here. And the way to get a hold of that is just going to my website. Link for that is going to be down below. When you register to the website, just make sure you put relocation guide in the little comment section, and that'll make it easy for me to know what to send you. So make sure you take advantage of that. Now let's talk about the restaurant chains that are not in Alaska. And number 1 is Chick-fil-A. So heartbreaking. And a lot of folks up here from the south, and it's a dearly missed chain. They've got Cane's up here. They just arrived in Anchorage about a year or so ago, and it kind of fills the void a little bit, but not quite. So Chick-fil-A, if you're listening, you definitely need to make something happen. CC's is another place that's not up here. Maybe I'm just talking from my Texas experience, listing some chains that I'm aware of that aren't up here. Really anything that involves buffets, really not up here in Alaska. So kind of disappointing. I really like buffets personally. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but unfortunately, it's not really the chic thing up here. So that's disappointing. But that being said, we do have some great options up here. I don't want to finish on a bad note. We do have some great options up here, so make sure you get out and enjoy those while you're here. I sure hope this was useful for you. If you'd like to get a hold of me as you're considering moving up here, do so through the link down below to my Facebook page, and be happy to help as best I can, or check out my Instagram and slide into my DMs. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.